I'm Alex Smith. I live in East Moline, Illinois, and I actually bought one digital download. Yeah, so I actually entered PrimeDriven's 11th giveaway. It was a Red S2000. I bought a license plate frame that is still on my daily driver, soon to be on the Type R. So I am a Honda guy. I'm a huge import guy, which is funny. I started out with like muscle cars. So my first car was a 79 Mercury Capri on the Fox body platform, and didn't run worth anything. And so I traded it for a 1991 Honda Civic hatchback and fell in love. I still own that car. I've entered, I want to say, the majority of your Honda giveaways. And the last one, I was wrong. I thought it was the blue FK8. It was actually the Civic Si. So, but no, I'm a huge Honda guy. They're just a lot of fun. They're easy to mod. And my wife and I currently have 3 already. So, I don't know. I love them. So, when 8080 first started, I entered a few of theirs. Back when they did like the JDM cars. And like, Lamborghinis are cool and all, Ferraris are cool, but I can't afford the maintenance or the insurance on the Lamborghini. And I'm sorry, in my area, I'm not going to drive a Lamborghini around. So, I would just rather have a clean example of a JDM car anyway. So, 8080, there might have been a few other ones like the Sparks Motors. I think I entered for a truck on that. But really, it's been mainly you guys. So, my grandfather and my dad. So, my grandfather is a hot rodder. He's got a 64 Impala that actually drove to prom. And then together, we've been working on a 46 Chevy pickup. And then my dad was always a car guy as well. And he started out, before he got into trucks, he had like Eclipses, and then he had 2 3000 GTs, and I fell in love with them. I thought they were great, but I bought my first Honda, and even though I got made fun of all the time for it, I fell in love with it. And like I said, I think I've had 13 or 14 Hondas now, and I don't know, we've named them all, we've taken them all on road trips, and even my $500 Hondas, we've driven all over, and we're just suffering. There's no air conditioning, power steering doesn't work, but we're just smiling ear to ear, just having a good time. Oh yeah, so East Moline is part of the Quad City area, so it's a big metropolitan area. We have a Cars and Coffee, 2 different Cars and Coffees. So I'm on the Illinois-Iowa border. And so we have one on the Iowa side the first week, or first Saturday of every month, and then one on the Illinois side the second Saturday of every month. Then every month there's a Quad Cities Cruisers car show, and then there's a coffee house that has a cruise in all the time. Then we have actually a handful of benefit shows, which I'm very excited to take the car to. And then I'm 2.5, 3 hours out of Chicago. So there's a bunch of shows up there, and it's always a good time. So the funny thing is, I just went on break at work, and so I sat down and I went, oh, I wonder if they announced. And so I went on your page, and I went and I looked, and there was no announcement, and I no more than clicked out of your page, and I got a text that just says, congrats. And I was like, nope, that's not real. And then the order came through, and there was, the fact that you guys had put, oh, we see you've entered into a lot of Hondas, that you've been entering since 2019. I was like, no scam page is going to know that. And then you go, can I call you? And I immediately, before you responded, I was like, I called my wife, and I was like, hey, I won. And she goes, no way. And I said, no, I'm going to send you the screenshot. And then you called, and I think the first thing out of my mouth after no way was, you're not joking, right? And just this wave of emotion came over, and it's like, that's not only a bucket list car for me, but I've been working on my hatch for the last 7 years. We got married, we bought a house, life got in the way. And then my son was born, and he's 19 months old now. And we've been taking him to the local car shows, and he's been having a blast with it. And so to be able to take him in our own car is going to be incredible. And so I just, and it's like, are they really real? And you guys have been amazing throughout it. And it's like, they're real. It happens. So just, I can't believe I'm lucky enough to get this opportunity. So my wife is just as obsessed with Hondas as I am. So she is the first ride. And then I actually had a boys trip with my best friend planned. We're going to Southern Illinois. We're going to go hiking for 2 or 3 days. Can't remember off the top of my head. And I texted him that I won, and he goes, "That car is insane, and I can't wait to see it." And I said, "Well, I hope you're ready to take it on boys trip." And he goes, "I can't wait." So my wife first, couple shows before boys trip, and 6.5 hour drive in it. So I'm looking forward to it. They definitely should. I am, I think, a perfect example because I bought one entry. I saw the car come up and I said, that's insane. That's awesome. I had skipped out on the Integra. And I kind of regretted it. And I was like, it's $25. I've seen people spend money on dumber things. What's $25? And, so I just, yes. And I've been replying to a couple of the comments on the posts, and, everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should." And it's like, one entry. That's all it takes, and you can't win if you don't play. So, I get it. Money can be tight, but I have a tight bar now. So